There's there's an argument that says that in the advent of everything being AI and what that entails, that maybe humans presenting themselves on the internet can fight back by just being human. And that's the most flattering way I can possibly think of, self flattering way to reframe the fact that I forgot it was Thursday and it's 7 minutes to 7. My wife just said to me whilst I was finishing off my salmon and noodles, which was frankly outstandingly delicious, partly because it wasn't cooked by me. In fact, entirely because it wasn't cooked by me. As I was finishing my salmon and my noodles, and Emma, my wife, saying, "Are you not going in the shed? It's 7 minutes to 7." And then the reality that it's Thursday hitting me and what that meant, which of course, if you're following me in this little corner of the internet, you know that Thursday nights at 7 p.m. is my new live stream time. So there's an argument that, to fight the perfection, even before you think about AI, just to fight the perfection of the online presence, which seems to be common amongst humans to present a kind of perfection. To fight that, I'm going to do this, which is literally, I've just plugged this stuff in. I'm 15 minutes late. I don't even know if there's anyone out there watching this. I could just be literally talking to myself. I'm going to just check. If you're there, come and say hello. So, there you go. That's my attempt to reframe my mistake. My name's Adam Sutherland, and I am here tonight to talk to myself in this little shed somewhere in Scotland. What am I talking about? Why am I called Thursdayyyyy Music? Thursdayyyyy is a wee place that I come from in the Highlands of Scotland. I'm a Scottish fiddle player, tune writer, lover of music, and a damn good tune. And I'm here to share what I know about tune writing with anyone who's interested. And if you're watching this, you're not interested, then with you as well. And yep. And tonight I don't even have a subject. Oh, it says there's 4 people watching. Hi, 4 people. If you fancy saying hi in the chat, do so. If you don't want to say hi in the chat, you don't have to. I am winging it. Usually I'm winging it, but tonight I am extremely winging it. I have very quickly cobbled together a set list of things to talk about. And I call it a set list because I was once a best man at a wedding and I didn't know how to do the speech. I didn't want to write down thousands of words and try and read them and or be glued to a bit of paper. And my good friend Patrick, who was my former partner in the debating society, much to his poor fortune when we were in high school, he said, you need a set list. So I just wrote down one word for each story about this guy's life. Peter is my friend. And I just worked my way through these different stories and sat down. That was 19 minutes of chat. So I have a wee set list for you tonight. First one is called Shed Roof. I got a new shed roof yesterday. Just going to tell you about that. We are in this tiny little shed. We got this from a company which sells sheds. And someone's in the comments. It's Jessica. Hello. Practicing imperfectly every day. Hello. Ennis. Yo, Ennis. Hello. Just finished composing a new tune a couple of minutes ago. That might be like my favorite ever comment. Not that I want to make it some kind of competition. Jessica, were you one of the folk from the United States whom I was teaching in September and hanging out with in Birk Hill Castle? I think that might have been you. Hello, Dream Angus. Oh my goodness me, I'm not just sitting ranting to myself in my shed. I'll keep going about my shed roof. We've just paid off this shed, 70 quid a month for 2 years. And I was looking down onto the shed roof from our first floor bedroom window, and I've noticed that it's got what's called a felt roof. That there was like wee gaps in the felt where the water would pool. First thing I noticed, and Then I noticed a year later that those little gaps were starting to look like green, and life was starting to grow in there. What's that quote from Jurassic Park? Life will find a way. Life was finding a way into our shed roof. And I realised that this shed roof was at some point going to start leaking. And that was starting to like eat away at my brain. So I took the decision to get this company. I just read everything I could about different types of roofing. EPDM, I think it's called. It's basically, these guys came out and in 2 hours, the first thing they did was they burned the top of the roof with this flamethrower. They got on top, calorie gas in one hand, flamethrower, and just torched it, which they were just drying it because it has to be dry. But they also got rid of all the green stuff. And they laid down some boards, and then they put some kind of glue on the top of that. And basically on top of these boards is one piece of rubber. Put that down, and then did stuff around the edges. Did a very neat job. I filmed it. I'm going to share the film with my Patreon community if you're interested in that. And now we have a robust shed roof. And I was chatting to the guy afterwards, who was a lovely guy. And from what I could gather, and obviously I don't know much about sheds, he was pointing at another shed roof nearby which had bits of felt on it, more than one bit. This is all one thing. And he says, as far as I can get this, as far as I'm aware, as soon as you have more than one bit of something joining together, there's a potential. He doesn't like that. He likes the whole one sheet thing, and he doesn't like holes anywhere. So that seemed to be his vibe. And this guy just does sheds and garages, and he just does this one rubber thing. So it wasn't cheap, but the alternative was two things: potentially having a fixed leaking roof, and secondly, it was just gnawing away at my mind. And I read recently that you don't just buy things, you buy feelings. Or if you're someone in advertising, you're not selling the thing, you're selling a feeling. And that kept reminding me, it's like, I'm not just buying a new shed roof, I am buying peace of mind. And now I have it. So there you go. That's the first thing on my set list I thought I'd just tell you about. It's got not much to do about tune writing, except it also does, because I think any creative person has to have their feet on the ground. Like, it's all very well to be all airy-fairy thinking about concepts, and I love that, but I find it helps me just to try and bring myself back down to ground. In fact, the older I get, the more I go, what can you do that's got actually not about tune writing, but it's like foundational stuff which actually ends up helping your writing at the top. It's like, what's the roots of this tree? And for me, it's like, you have to have this, needs to be watertight. So it feels great to have that done at the start of winter. Okay, there you go. Shed roof. Again, I'm just winging it tonight. Let me know if you want me to speak about anything or not. I think Innes, are you a new person here? Are you an Innes that I know? Let me know if you're an Innes that I know. I have a question for you. I've been thinking about what I should offer on YouTube, and I've made, for the last 10 months, I've made this channel and this little live stream all about teaching what I've learned so far about writing tunes. But it's starting to dawn on me that I shouldn't just do that. In the classes that I teach at a wonderful weekly event called Glasgow Folk Music Workshop, which is, I teach a fiddle class. I've got some complete beginners just now, or actually they're called improving beginners because they've been learning for about 6 months now. Great students, all really smart people. And as I've been teaching them, I've been saying, I'm teaching them grace notes. I'll just show you this actually. This is what I want your opinion on, if you care to share it. I've been showing them bagpipe grace notes on the fiddle, and I'm just thinking maybe I should be doing a bit of that. should I be doing how to play tunes? Not instead of, but as well as. Whether that's a different night of the week, I don't know if I can manage that, or is it some weeks I do on a Thursday tune writing, other weeks I do more like, here's how the heck to play this tune. Let me know. Oh, we have a comment from Innes responding to my question. You're not someone that I know, but you wish you were the Innes Watson. I'm going to tell him that. I'll be seeing him very soon. Innes Watson's a wonderful musician. If you're not aware of him, you should be looking into him. Frankly, astoundingly skilled, charismatic, intelligent, witty, charming human being. He plays fiddle in the Peatbog Fairies, and I don't know if I say he plays with me or played with me, but we played together in a band called the Treacherous Orchestra a lot. Also in our band called Craft Number 5. He's astounding. So, yeah. Dreamangus commenting back. You'd be interested in bagpipe, trad, grace notes on fiddle. You've been playing the fiddle less than 3 years, and you live in the USA. Okay, I think I might try it. I'd like to have the time to do maybe different things, like on different nights of the week, so I still have my tune writing thing. But maybe for those who aren't interested in writing tunes, but maybe would like to know how to play tunes. Excuse me, itchy eye here. That's interesting. I think I might try that. And yeah, that's good feedback for that. Thank you very much. The other thing I would like to try, and I think I've mentioned this loads of times, I have way too many ideas for the hours in my life, and like anyone else, some of my ideas are better than others, some are not so great, but I've had this idea since the pandemic, which is just play along with me practicing videos. And I need to do a little bit of research into how to make this work, but what I'd quite like to do is have like one corner of the screen be a tuner, so you can see it. It's not like a camera, but that actually be quite easy to do. I just thought about how to do that. It's not a camera looking at my tuner on my fiddle, it's just literally a portion of the screen which says whatever note I'm playing and tells you exactly just how in tune or not I'm playing it. And then maybe another bit of the screen I'd have perhaps some notes that you can read, so you can just like karaoke, you can play what I'm playing and you can see the tuner, you can see how I'm definitely not playing in tune all the time, and you would ideally have your own tuner, and I don't know, just rock out some exercise stuff like a Keep Fit class. That's a little bit more prep for me, and I'm just slightly wary that I'm quite bad for saying I'll do things without thinking about whether or not I have the time in the day to do it. Coming from Gavin. Hello Gavin, nice to see you here. You would benefit from some fiddle focused streams. Okay, cool, that's good to know. And you also say you feel your tune writing would benefit from greater command of the instrument. That's a really interesting point. It's all very well to write tunes, but you have to be able to, well, you don't have to, it's nice if you can play the tunes. I'm starting to realize that I've been maybe not doing this quite right. I should be not just focusing on tune writing here. Like in my own head, in my own learning, I don't just focus on writing tunes. I spend a lot of time in my playing focusing on technique. Like those of you who follow me regularly here know I play with a tuner and I look at the tuner and I'm trying to just get better and better at playing accurately. I'm trying to train my ear to be more accurate. I'm trying to learn about chords. I'm trying to do all sorts of things. And the writing is often just like the exhaust fumes from that. So I feel like a bit of a hypocrite if I just teach tune writing here. Maybe I should just be uploading my entire brain to YouTube. I will also just say in my defense that I started doing this almost a year ago. I knew that as I went on I would start to realize what I wasn't getting right, and I told myself I must allow myself to tweak things. So it's interesting to get this feedback Jessica, hello again. You've been playing the fiddle for about 5 years, and you think expanding your channel. You're saying you think me expanding my channel to include stylistic elements would be helpful. You see a lot of tunes, but want to make them interesting in your own way. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna do this. I don't know if I'll do it like so that it's still Thursday nights, and some Thursdays I do tune writing, and some Thursdays I do technique, or if I'll try and find a different night of the week. I think I'm also. I'm just gonna. I also need for those of you who subscribe to me on Patreon, you'll see that you for a monthly fee of £10 UK, which is that's no small amount of money. You get apparently tunes with grace notes and bowings, and I need to make that really worthwhile. So I'm thinking I might once a week a tune with full grace notes and bowings and a play along track if I can manage that. And I can sell those. This is me just talking pure business completely openly with you. I can sell those on Patreon or on my own website, 4 of those a month. And if I sell those for like £3 or £4, then it means that you paying £10 a month is actually saving money and worth it. So I'm just openly discussing my business plan with you, because I just actually have nothing to hide, and I really value feedback. So tunes, individual tunes with grace notes all over them, bowings. I'm not saying this is how you have to do it. This is just how I do it. Which, if you want to, you can buy, or even just like have on the screen on YouTube, so you don't even have to buy it. I don't know how to work that, and I hope this isn't uncomfortable, me just discussing my pricing with you, but yeah, I'm just learning. Okay, so yeah, like I'll just show you. Like if you had a video, bar roll of practice. Bar roll workout. And that's how quickly my brain just goes blah. Gavin, thank you. You're saying you find the production stuff interesting too. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll actually tell you a little bit more about what I've been doing. It's related to the production stuff. For those of you who maybe haven't seen it, I've got a few videos where I'm just walking through my home recording, composing setup, and what I want to do is do as much tune writing for commission as I can. I love writing tunes. I really love writing tunes for people. George and Faye's Golden Wedding, which you can see the video of in my list, is my most recent commission. I have 2 more in the pipeline, but it's like so much fun just to write, and for it not just to be a tune, but a tune that's got a purpose. I love doing that. And so I've been sharing, particularly with the Patreon team, just like my kind of deep dive, as they say on YouTube, into my recording process and showing you all the wee elements that come together to make the whole thing. Yeah, I'm just about to do a big push, if I can manage to do it, on social media to say to folk, if you want me to write a tune for you so you can give it to someone as a gift, then get in touch. And I want to sit in my shed and write music for you. And hopefully you like it, and if you don't like it, you tell me and I change it. But I don't give up until I've found something you like. Today was, actually I've been researching different pianos, keyboards. And my wife Emma's a fantastic piano player. She says I can get rid of her stage piano, which is a bit out of date, if I get another one which is better. And I want to get a synthesizer. I've been looking at all sorts of different synthesizers. I have watched so many YouTube videos on synthesizers, and I've come to realize what I need is a stage piano which has weighted keys, which can be used in gigs, but I can use it here to teach myself how to play the piano, to write music on the piano that feels like a piano and that I can really get into composing on, but also has cool sounds that aren't piano sounds, that are like wild, and get into sound design. And I'm looking at doing the shed's paying off a piano synthesizer type thing with this shed, with the new healthy roof, and then just going about teaching myself how the hell to play the piano, and in doing so write stuff so that I can write music for you or anyone who wants it, which has got a fiddle and some chords, because I just love chords, and I feel like I should just be learning how to play scales and arpeggios and chords on a keyboard instrument. So today I was in Guitar in Glasgow city centre, just like, you ever watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? You know, when they go like, and they walk past the music shop and they see this amazing guitar and they go, oh yes, she will be mine. I've just been like that, except not looking through the window. I've actually been going at the shops and just like trying them. So today I was looking at a Juno D880, which is a MIDI controller, which means you can use it to play in MIDI piano stuff into your DAW, that's your recording software, but it's also a good stage piano. It's not as expensive as the ones that a lot of folk use, which are called Nord, these red ones. I also found out some really good Korg ones. They're like 500 quid more expensive, but as far as I can tell, it is a good MIDI controller and does have weighted keys and is a piano and is a kind of synthesizer. So I'm going to be getting into that and really trying to up my game in terms of composing and writing chordal harmony stuff. It also has, I sat in the shop today, it had some really fun bass sounds. I was just like, meow. Anyway, I'm just wittering here. Ennis, hello again. What's the best way to get a tune you've composed out there? That's an interesting question. It's one that I have thought about a lot. Like my most famous tune so far, The Road to Erigi, got out there when a famous musician started playing it. That was Mike McGoldrick, first of all. He recorded it with Sharon Shannon, Frankie Gowan, and then Fluke. So I guess that helped. But these days I actually wonder if it might even be harder these days to get a tune kind of out there. There's just so much going on social media. I think to get a tune out there these days, you've got to have, I think it would help to get taken seriously. It seems like to get taken seriously on social media in any way, and that includes whether it's a tune you've written, to get that to, you kind of need to have, needs to look good, like fancy video stuff, all that stuff. Like, what I'm saying is, like, if Beethoven was alive today, I don't even know if people would notice. So, you know, if Mozart was like, if they were just good at music, but say Beethoven was alive today but wasn't very good at social media, or Mozart was alive today but like couldn't be arsed with Instagram but was still writing the same music, I don't think people would notice it. I think people notice things that are, there's that thing, what's it called, in advertising, it's social proof. It's like if 500 people are playing a tune and you notice everyone playing a tune, you'll just think it's a good tune because of that alone. You won't even consult. Most people won't even consult whether they like it or not. They'll just think they're all playing it, it must be good. So to get social proof with a tune would be a good way to get it out there. But how do you get that? I don't even know if that's a good answer to your question. I just think it's possibly harder now. But also it could be easier if you have a really, really good video of your band, I suppose, playing it, and it's done beautifully, shot beautifully. Yeah, I think people care about like how things look a lot. So if the tune that you've written is being played by people who look great and it's shot in a video that looks great, I think that helps. And vice versa. I'm going to be trying to get some more of my tunes out there, and the reason for that is many reasons. One of them is I just want to know if they're any good. I want to know if I'm any good. And a lot of folk, that's almost my main reason for pushing my music out there, is like, I like this, but I don't really care what I think. Do you know what I mean? Is it just me? Is it just me that thinks is this good or not? It doesn't. If I think it's good but no one else cares, is it good? But do you know what I mean? So I think I'm going to try and look into making some videos on YouTube of all my tunes. I'm thinking like a karaoke thing. You can just play along and you can basically making it really easy for people to learn my tunes. But I suppose I run the risk of doing that and run the risk of, if I do it and it looks a bit tacky and crap, I might actually make it that people go, oh, that's not good. That tune's not good because the video's a bit crap. So, but then I guess it takes like money. Good grief, does it all come back to money? I don't know. And it says he definitely agrees. I don't know exactly what you can agree with, but I'll thank you. Hey, Dreamangus, you're saying, so one day, Dreamangus says, so one day I asked my Alexa device to play Amazon Music station Adam Sutherland, and it played one of your tunes, and it played other music from Ireland, Scotland, and US contemporary folk. That's interesting. So Amazon was just playing you like a bit of me and then music written by other folk. I don't know quite what, is that what you mean? Is that how Amazon, I know Spotify does this, or our Alexa does this. You ask it to play one artist and it just goes, I think I'm going to just actually change to a different artist, which slightly annoys me. I'm like, damn it, Alexa, no. By the way, our Alexa's a bloke. We changed it away from the female voice because we don't like, I just don't like asking a female to do, as a man, asking a female to do stuff for me. Don't like it. So we've got a bloke Alexa. You can get it changed. Yeah. And if we ever get robots in the house, they're all going to be blokes as well. Jessica says, the algorithm decides. The algorithm. Yeah. Okay, so lots of good questions there. How to get your tune out there? That's a really interesting question, Innes. And Dreamangus says, I played one song of yours and it wasn't rotated. It was something played on one of your synthesizer-based tunes with fiddle and then other tunes. Ooh, I wonder what that was. I will ask Alexa. Alexa, play me, please. Goodness me. We always say please and thank you to our Alexa. Don't know how much he cares, but I just feel like one day the robot overlords will go, that Alexa that you insulted and was rude to, that was my great-great-grandfather and now you die. But I'll be like, no, I think you'll find we were extremely polite to Alex, in our house. We were very nice to him, so spare us, please. Anyway, it's also just good to, if you have a wee small human in your life, just to model the behavior you want to see. So I don't know. Anyway, what else have I got on my set list? Oh yeah, new tradition in Scotland. So a year ago, over a year ago, I was asked by Dr. Laurie Watson, who actually is related to the Innes Watson described earlier. It's his big sister. Dr. Laurie Watson from Edinburgh University asked me to write some music to get performed in Edinburgh, and I said yes, and it was part of the university, and it was like I had some rules which I love and I'm scared of. The rules were I had to do something different to what I've done before as a writer, and it took me a while to get there, but I ended up writing a piece of music in sonata form. I definitely hadn't done that before. I haven't done it since. But I made a series of videos which I shared with my Patreon supporters of every step of the process. So right from just scratching my head at the start through to, I think, 12 videos later, just recording on my phone of the performance of it in Edinburgh. And I just released those as public videos on my YouTube now, instead of just being available for people on my Patreon, just because it's been a year. I just thought I'd share it, and also just to show what kind of things people who support me on Patreon get that you don't get if you don't do that. Sounds really merciless, but I just really value the extra level support I get on Patreon. I just wanted to just a wee peek behind the curtain. But writing in sonata form, yeah, there's a whole pile of videos you can check out if you want. You can see me struggle with that. I didn't even really know exactly what sonata form was, so I had to yet again put my headphones on, listen to YouTube, and I don't know if I can totally describe it accurately here in its entirety, but I'll try. But it's like you have a theme at the start, and then that goes on for a bit, and then it stops and it's immediately replaced with another theme, and this other theme is like totally different. So it's almost like you have one piece of music and then it's just like scene change, something else, and there's loads of different variations on it. But it's like if your piece is in the minor key, mine was in A minor, then the scene change, the second bit, is usually in the relative major key. I think that's very strict, and I think a lot of folk have deviated from that. But the main thing is that you have like two characters almost. One character, and then off the stage they go, here's the new character. And then you have like this, so what they call the first exposition and then the second exposition, and then you have this like, wow, I haven't even thought about this for a year, this like development section, which is in a different key again, which I think it takes bits from ideas that you've already introduced in one or both of the first two bits and takes them on a bit of a mad journey in a new key. And this whole bit is eventually aiming to land back down for the final finale. I'm sure I've missed out bits of it, but I think this is at its core what it is. The final bit at the end, there's the recapitulation, which is a combination of the first exposition, your first idea, and your second idea at the same time, and they work at the same time, and it's just like everything, all your ideas all going at once at the end. And there's loads of other wee bits that I've missed out, but I think that's basically it. First idea, wildly contrasting second idea, third bit, which is like bits of both of them in a totally different place, that's ending up landing back in the end in the bringing back together of the first and second idea all at the same time. Hey ho. I think. I'm sure I've done that very crudely, but I'm not claiming to be an expert. I've literally just done it once. But anyway, I put a whole pile of videos up there now public. You can watch my staggering, stumbling journey writing my first ever sonata. And it was also interesting. I did that. I was supposed to document it. Dr. Larry Watson said one of the things I had to do was document my process, which I do share bits of tunes I've written. Again, most of that on Patreon. But this was like everything, particularly the struggles. And it was interesting for me to do that because I would forget that I'd done things and go back and go, oh yeah. But also the act of explaining, the act of articulating my struggles and walking through everything was actually really helpful to me. So I'm not just lost in my head because I was making videos. I had to explain it, and that kind of fed back like a feedback loop back into my head and helped me. So actually that's something I would advise to anyone here doing their writing. I don't know, make a wee video diary of your progress. And so you could do a video diary of your progress of your tune that you just finished writing, which I just love. Or maybe it's anything else you're working on. Just doing a wee video diary is interesting. So that's it. That was the other thing I want to talk about. So yeah, it's like 45 minutes of me wittering away, but thankfully I've had some really good, helpful support and feedback and questions from a lovely team of supporters here. So yeah, I think I will actually try and play you. I'll finish off by playing you the fiddle. This is the tune. I called it Glen Leah. My dad told me upon completion of this that he'd also written a tune called Glen Leah. I said we may have a court battle. I haven't played that in a year, and what I just did there was played you where it goes in the development section. F minor. That's it. Thank you for bearing with me in my absolute debauched, forgot that it was Thursday live stream. Next week, I'm going to be back on track. Thank you for your comments and supportive suggestions for maybe trying to slightly diversify a little bit. Really appreciate that. Thank you to all those watching at home not commenting. Your support is equally appreciated. And if you were in the future, hello. And yeah, I have a Patreon. I might have mentioned it once or twice. The bottom tier of that is absolutely free. So the stuff that you get in the free tier that no one else gets. So please feel free to come and say hello. I also have tunes that you can download with bowings and stuff. I'll be adding a lot to those, and just a really nice community of folk there. All of whom I feel immensely grateful to. So yeah, I'm going to call it a day there. Thank you very, very much indeed. to Jessica, Ines, Dream Angus, Gavin Maxwell, and that's the live commenters this evening. Thank you all very, very much indeed. And I will be back next Thursday with the actual thing to do. It's not just me blathering away about shed roofs and sonatas. Thank you, Dream Angus. Thank you all. So yeah, have a great rest of your Thursday and have a great week, and hope you're all enjoying the autumn colours. And yeah, I will say goodbye. Thank you.